was doing some scrolling. What's this? Fucking Threads, I think. Scrolling on Threads, and a woman said a child's zip code decides their school funding. That's not education. That's segregation rebranded. So this motherfucker here says some years ago, Seattle did an experiment. They took a lot of funding from the richest district and gave it to the poorest. They provided the poorest district with free computers for every kid, at least 2 teachers in every classroom, and all kinds of resources. After a year, their grades went down slightly. It isn't money. Somebody else says, some of these comments are so ignorant. Redlining has forced black people into certain neighborhoods. Middle-class black people are the only group of people that tend to live in neighborhoods that don't match their income because of redlining. All things people can look up. Y'all, she's 100% right. Just check this out. So this is from ChatGPT, but ChatGPT just sources the internet. So housing segregation compared to school segregation. Public school enrollment is tied to neighborhoods because many neighborhoods are still racially and economically segregated. Due to a long history of discriminatory practices like redlining, housing covenants, and unequal lending, schools in those areas often reflect that. White flight and district boundaries. After integration was ordered, many white families moved to suburban districts or enrolled kids in private schools. Over time, school district lines and even new municipalities were drawn in ways that kept schools racially separated. Number 3, court decisions that rolled back desegregation. In the 1970s through 90s, the Supreme Court limited busing and integration programs. Many districts that had been under federal desegregation orders were released and schools started resegregating. You can move to a different zip code. In case you ever wanted to know what regions get their first digit of a zip code, I thought it was interesting. So start voting locally. Most people only vote in the presidential elections, and therein lies a lot of problems. School funding is determined mostly by local and state government, not federal. Want to fall down a rabbit hole? Look into academic tracking. Even in SNOOKs that look racially diverse, kids can get stuck in a lower track in kindergarten and never find out. Meanwhile, their peers will continue taking more advanced classes all the way up through high school. It's also damn near impossible to get out of a lower track. Redlining is real and the importance is real. I went to 2 different high schools that were within 3 miles of each other. One had the normal mix of people you would expect to see in a large city, and the other was over 95% white. Shit like this doesn't happen on accident. Agreed. I explained this to my teenage son and even said that is so fucked up. It's not their fault. They live in a different zip code. Schools using property tax as their funding base is fucking stupid. Don't be a ghetto trash hoe. Who do y'all think, what part of the community y'all think that was? That wasn't a black person that said that. Don't be a ghetto trash hoe. Provide adequate housing for your mistake in a good neighborhood and it's a non-issue. Always one of them, right? Yep, that's why it's a crime to use a different address. They know what they're doing. Standardized testing determines funding. Poor zip codes are essentially doomed for funding because the students don't score high enough to afford resources to improve their scores. Attendance and test scores decide school funding unless they have changed the criteria, which I don't think they have. 100%. I live in a poorer area of my town, and the resources available for kids who live 3 miles down the road versus here is shameful. I don't really have a lot of facts in this one. I kind of like this as a debate topic because I didn't got off so many other people's fucking, opinions and stuff. Drop them in the comments. Let me hear y'all's as well because I know my TikTok be having the smart folks up in the comments be really teaching somebody about something. How do y'all feel about this? And don't give me, I know about redlining, but I don't really know the breakdown of like how that truly affected us until 2025. You see what I'm saying? Like, yes, I was in history class. Yes, I was very well at it. I was not applying that to my current economics 10 years from where I was learning that. Does that make sense? So forgive me if I didn't come with the most facts, but I do want to hear what other people have to say about this. All right, y'all.